Seventh graders, this is to help you with question 7 on CR 29. Felicia designs lighted water fountains used for grand displays in luxury hotels. In one hotel, she used the entire length of a 48-foot string to lay out a square base for a fountain. In another hotel, she used the entire length of that same string, that 48-foot string, to lay out a second base in the shape of a circle. Drawings are shown, but not to scale. Which water fountain base has the greater area? How many square feet greater is the area of one base than the area of the other, round to the nearest tenth? Okay. First, let me say this 48-foot string is going around the outer edge. So before we can discuss area, we need to find the length of one edge here. And before we can find the area, we need to use the fact that we're given the outer edge of this is 48, the circumference is 48, to find a radius. So those are the items we need to handle before we have a chance of finding the area of each. So let's start with the square. We're given the information, knowing that that 48-foot goes around the outer edge, we're given the information that the perimeter of that square is 48 feet. For perimeter, we're going to add up all sides. And given the fact that it's a square, all these sides will be the same. So we know we have x plus x plus x plus x is 48. How many x's are there? Oh, 4x equals 48. Divide both sides by 4. And we'll find the length of one side of that square to be 12 feet. So the one side of the square is 12 feet. Now that I know the side of a square, so this is one side on the square. Now I can find the area of the square. For the area of the square, you can do base times height or side squared. Base times height's the same, 12 times 12 or 12 squared. So our area will be 12 squared. That means 12 times 12. So 144 square feet is the area of the square. All right, so now we have to handle the circle. Of course, I used up way too much space for the square. But now over here, I'm going to do the circle. Sorry about how I laid out my work here. So now for the circle, again, I'm given that the 48 feet goes around the outer edge. So that tells me the circumference of that circle is 48 feet. I'm looking for the radius of that circle because you have to have a radius before you can find the area. So circumference equals 2 times pi times the radius, because I'm looking for the radius. My circumference is 48, so 48 equals 2 times pi times the radius. Going to divide both sides by 2. So then I have 24 equals pi times the radius. I'm going to divide both sides by pi. I'm not going to do any rounding right now. I know I need to round to the nearest tenth in the end. And maybe I'll do some rounding. Yeah, I think I'll do some rounding. So if I do 24 divided by pi on my calculator, I get a crazy number. So my radius is about, I'm going to do 7.639. I'm going to go out to the nearest thousands place. I know eventually I want to round to the nearest tenth. So let's just go ahead and look at that. So that's feet. Now I can find the area of my circle. So now I can, for my circle, I can now find the area of my circle. So this, like, up, if I go up here, this up here, I'd say, oops, sorry about that. I hate it when I do that. I jump slides. So this up here, I'd say, like, is step 1. Information about my square. This work down here is step 2. information about my circle. So now I'm going to find the area of my circle. Area is equal to pi times r squared. So that's pi times, my radius is 7.639, and I'm going to square that. And actually on my calculator, I left the entire decimal, the 7.6394, blah, 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 blah. So I'm going to square that. Then I'm going to multiply that by pi. You can do that all on your calculator. So I get about 58.361 when I square the 7.639 with lots more decimals after that. So I could do pi times 58.361. And so I find the area of my circle. Whew, this is ugly work. I've run out of space. The area of my circle is about 183.3465. Ooh, lots of crazy rounding. All right, so now this is step 1. This is step 2. And because I have no more space, I guess I'll go way over here for step 3. Oh, this is great. Make sure if you have lots of work to show on your state test, you clearly label for them with arrows where you're going. Because now I need to know how many square feet greater is the area of one base than the other. Okay, well, I can tell you the circle actually has a greater area than the square, which is why they're telling you this isn't drawn to scale, because you can't see that from the pictures. So now for step 3, I'm going to subtract my area of my circle, 183.3465. I have to subtract off my 144 for my area of my square. And then from there, I'll know that the area of the circle is 38 point, it says 3, 4, and then 6. So if I want to round to the nearest tenth, that's about 38.3 square feet greater. Oh my God, the work is everywhere. All right, well, I hope that helps. You're going to find the one side of the square. From that, you'll find the area of the square. Then you'll need to find, you'll use the circumference of the circle to find the radius of the circle. Once you have the radius of the circle, you can find the area of the circle. And then you would subtract the two to see how many square feet greater one base is than the other. Wowza, that was quite a problem.